everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I'm going to be talking about all the books I have hauled in the month of December. Some I got myself, and others were Christmas gifts. Oh yeah, speaking of... Oh wait, no, that gift came in January. Alright, I'll wait and do that one for my January haul. But I have a ton of books I got in the month of December. We will go over some of the ones that I got myself first, I think. Should I do that first? Might as well. It's not that many that I got myself. At least not as many, I should say. We will start with, I have 6 that I got myself. Everything else were gifts. So we will start with the ones I got myself first, and then we'll work our way to the gifts. So the first one I got myself was a book that I've already read back in July. Absolutely loved so much. It was one of my top reads of 2025 that I had to get myself a physical copy of. And that is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. Absolutely adored this one. To me, it was like Throne of Glass meets Harry Potter. And we are following Clara, who is doing illegal magic, so she gets imprisoned. And then from there, the prince carts her off to this academy. And then there's a marriage of convenience. And so much happens in this book. This was packed with, like, non-stop, like, action-packed. Like, really. Every page you turn, there's something... I felt like there's something different going on. But it's all part of this one plot. But so much happens. And the ending to this was like jaw-dropping. And the sequel comes out July 21st. And I cannot wait to read the sequel. I will probably reread this in June, probably, in preparation for the sequel. Because I know I'm going to want to reread when it gets a little bit closer to that. So most definitely, I will be rereading this. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do so. And then the next 3 that I got were from when Target was doing their buy 2 get 1 free sale. This first one I forgot was on KU, and I ended up getting it anyways, but oh well. But I got this one in preparation for some plans that I have for Fiction Falls coming up in 2026, so I figured I might as well grab it. And that is The Wolf Came by Lauren Palfreyman. I have been hearing amazing things about this series. At first I thought it was just a duology. Then I heard a 3rd book is coming out like fall time, like the end of summer, almost fall. And I'm like, well then, this will be the year that I dive into this series. So I'll probably will wait till the summer to read this because I have plans for the series. And I also really like these sprayed edges. Very pretty. And then the red foiling on this hardback is really cool. I think that's really awesome. And I'm very much excited to read this one. Because like even a couple of my besties have already read the first 2 books and adored it. So I cannot wait to give this one a go. I heard a lot of people say they're on Team Blake. I have no clue who Blake is, but I will find out. So I'm very excited to read that. And then the next book I got in that sale is a book I already read and devoured. I read the whole series, really. But I wanted to go ahead and get a physical copy so I could complete my collection. I think after this one, I already got in January the next book after this one. So I really only need to get 1 more to complete my collection of the series. So this is The Right Move by Liz Tomforty. It's the 2nd book in the Windy City series. In this collection, I already own the first one, Mile High. I got this one, obviously. I also already got the last book, Rewind It Back. I think that's what started my journey on collecting the series, because Rewind It Back was the first to come out in these special edition covers and sprayed edges. So I think the only one that I have left I need to get comes out at the end of January, which will be Play Along. Because I just got you'll see in my January haul that I just got caught up. Like the beginning of January, because it just released the end of December. So I'm in the process of collecting the whole series because it is one of my favorite series of all time. And when it comes to romance. So I'm excited to like finally own all the books. Because I'm sure I will reread the series, because this whole series I've given 5 stars to. And I just want to like own the collection myself. So I'm sure I will definitely reread at some point, because I love this series so much. And the last book I got from that Target sale was The Last Dragon King by Leah Stone. I have been loving Leah Stone lately. I loved House of Ash and Shadow by her. I just read the second book in that series. This one's a completely different series. However, I did get this in December, not realizing that this was on KU. But now I have a physical copy, so if I love it, I will continue the series. If I don't love it, at least I tried. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes, because I really enjoy her writing. And all I know is that there's dragons. And I feel like that's all I really need to know, because I love dragon stories. So I think I might want to go into this one kind of blind. That'll be fun. And that was all from the Target sale. This next one I got from the Black Friday sale Barnes & Noble was doing. I almost didn't get anything. But then I saw this, and I already owned the rest of the series. However, I haven't read the last book in the series. This one is Fearful by Lauren Roberts. I read Powerless, Powerful, and Reckless. I did not love Reckless, unfortunately, but the other two I did love. I own Fearless, which comes before this one, and I haven't read that one yet, but I figured I might as well go ahead and get Fearful, so when I finish Fearless, I can just dive into this. I mean, it's a short little novella. I'll get through that in no time, and I wanted the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and in that Black Friday sale, I got this for like $10. Normally, in store, this would run for like about $20. So I decided to go ahead and get it during the Black Friday sale, so I don't have to pay nearly as much. So when I finally finish out the series, I can do so. I'm hoping Fearless and Fearful will be better than Reckless. I did not love Reckless, unfortunately. But I'm hoping with the last 2 books, I will enjoy the last of it. So we will see what happens with that. Also, I think there's a little bit of silver foiling on the actual hardback, which I think is kind of cool. So I figured I might as well get the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition at a cheaper price while I can. And at some point I will finish out this series. And then this next book, I was not aware of until I was looking at like releases coming out for like the second half of 2025. And I saw this was compared to Throne of Glass. And Throne of Glass is one of my all-time favorite series. So I thought, if this is compared to Throne of Glass, I feel like I'm going to love this. This is A Kiss of Hammer and Flame by Amy De La Force. And it also has this very interesting sprayed edges with the detailing a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of hard to see, but you can see it better up top, I think. And the same on the bottom. And I also really like these end pages. Kind of looks like that. Nothing on the actual hardback. But since it was compared to Throne of Glass, I feel like I have to read this. It says, when young blacksmith Kara is commissioned to forge a sword, she uses her imagination to design its crest. The symbol unwittingly invokes an age-old prophecy and awakens Hale, an immortal with the power to shape or shatter worlds, sealed away for hundreds of years in a chamber deep in Hailstromia, the lost capital at the heart of a civil war between 3 kingdoms. Now hunted for the sword, Kara must flee with the very stranger who commissioned it. But can she trust the handsome and charming noble Terrell? On the run through the darkly magical wilds, she is drawn ever closer to Hale, who visits and beguiles her in dreams. With tyrant kings vying to capture and wield him as a weapon, she alone stands between Hale and their deadly ambitions. And then on the back, It says, a prophecy ignited, an immortal awakened. From the slums, from the ashes, a queen will rise. Which sounds really, really good. So, I am excited to give this one a go. And I just realized, I think I did this in another book haul video already. Whoops. Either way, we're talking about it again. But I am looking forward to reading this one, regardless. Even though I might have already shown that one off in another video. Alright, now we're getting to the gifts. Now, I got some really nice gifts from some of my besties and Ray's aunt, who also watches my videos. She is the sweetest, and I love her dearly. So, we will get to that momentarily. First, we're going to get to one of my favorite romances of all time. This was in my top reads of 2025. This was a gift from my bestie, Karina. She gifted me The Defender by Ana Huang. I read this the beginning of December, and this has become like one of my absolute favorite romances of all time. Vincent is my favorite book boyfriend ever, and I'm so glad I own a physical copy. And it also has this little cool art print on the inside, so now I can just stare at Vincent all day if I wanted to. Because, I mean, he is pretty good looking, you have to admit. So, I am very happy to have this physical copy, so thank you so much, Karina. You are the bestest. And then these next two came from Catherine. She is in the Toonie Readers Discord, and I posted my wish list in there for when they're doing some gifting exchanges. And Catherine, who's in the Discord, gifted me these two books. So the first one she gifted me was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. We actually buddy read it together in this month in January. And I've already read this and really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I will talk more about my thoughts probably at the end of the month. But I do want to continue the series. There's Wildfire and Daydream that I have left. And I really want to continue the series because I really enjoyed this one overall. So at some point, I will be continuing that series. And then the next book that Catherine gifted me is called In the Time of the Butterflies by Julia Alvarez. This is a historical fiction that I heard about from Jackie, the Reading Wordsmith, on her channel. She's the one who put this on my radar, and I thought it sounded kind of interesting. It says, it is November 25th, 1960, and 3 sisters have been found near their wrecked Jeep at the bottom of a 150-foot cliff on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. The official state newspaper reports their deaths as accidental. It does not mention that a 4th sister lives, nor does it explain that the young women were among the leading opponents of General Rafael Leonidas Trujillo's dictatorship. It doesn't have to. Everybody knows Las Mariposas, the butterflies. In this extraordinary novel, the voices of all 4 sisters, Minerva, Patria, Maria Teresa, and the survivor Didi, speak across the decades to tell their own stories, from secret crushes to gun running, and to describe the everyday horrors of life under Trujillo's rule. Through the art and magic of Julia Alvarez's storytelling, the martyred butterflies live again in this novel of courage, love, and the human cost of political oppression. I just found that particularly interesting, and I really want to give this a go. So thank you, Jackie, for putting this on my radar, because Catherine gifted it to me, and I am very looking much forward to reading it. Like I said, I really want to read more historical fiction, and so I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting to this sometime very soon. Alright, these next 2 books, I am from Honest Fiction. I'm in her Patreon. She did like a giveaway, and I was one of the winners of the giveaways that she did back in December. So because I won the giveaway, she got me these 2 books. And this first one is The Wolf and the Wizard by Ava Reed. I've only read 1 book from this author, which was A Study in Drowning. I gave A Study in Drowning 3 stars. I didn't love that one. I thought it was very predictable. However, this is Hungarian. It's Hungarian history and Jewish mythology, which I found really interesting because my family is Jewish, I'm Jewish, and I love reading books inspired from like other folklore and different histories from different countries. And this one's Hungarian. And I feel like that's all I really need to know. Oh, sorry, the gift note keeps falling. But actually, let me take it out for a second because I want to show you guys this book. Because, like, look at these sprayed edges. Absolutely stunning. Same on all sides. And then when you open it, these are the end pages. And then when you take off the actual hardback, let me show you. So we have a gold foiling of a wolf on the front. And, well, silver foiling, I should say, not gold. And then more foiling on the back. Like, looks like that. And then the inside of this jacket is the thing that got me the most. Look at how stunning that is. Stunning. Like, so much so that I really wanted to have this book. Besides the fact that it's Hungarian and Jewish. This is what got me besides that. So, I am so excited that Jess sent me this book. Because I very much want to read this. Even though I didn't love A Study in Drowning, I feel like this one will be much more up my alley. And I am so excited to read this one. I might try and get this in at like the beginning of the year of 2026. I'm going to try. Maybe by March, if not sooner. I have been trying to do some mood reading, so if I don't get to it before March, I definitely want to get to this in the spring. Because I am very much excited to read this. And then the other book that I got from that giveaway is called Something Wicked by Fallon Ballard. I have heard some things about this one, but not much. And I also really love these sprayed edges with that design. Very cool. Sorry, the gift note's coming out again, so we'll take that out. And no foiling on this one, but it does have a really pretty cover. And the reason why I put this one on my wish list, like as a book I was interested in, was because I heard somebody talking about this book as in like as a release. Now that I haven't heard any reviews on it, but the one person that I saw that mentioned this was on their radar to read. So I haven't heard any reviews yet. However, it sounds like something I might actually like. It says the uprising has overthrown Avon's monarchical, something like that, rulers, and a decree has been issued. Candidates for the first presidential election will be selected by the completion of a special task, killing the former monarch of their home province. Callum, the son of the recently dethroned king, is determined to be in the running. But coming to terms with patricide will require the help of Lady Catherine, a gifted courtesan at La Puissance, Avon's premier sex club. Lady Catherine has always had the magical ability to manipulate the emotions of anyone who experiences an orgasm in her presence. If Callum can only open up to Kate, he will be able to commit a newly fated murder without suffering the guilt and take his place as the rightful candidate from his province. But Callum has a deep-seated mistrust of the gifted, and the last thing he expects is to be confronted with an undeniable connection with Kate that neither of them understands or wants. With the fate of the country at stake, Callum and Kate search for ways to bear themselves to each other and discover a darker force building within La Puissance, one that might ruin the future of Avon forever. To stop Avon from falling to ashes, they must sacrifice everything they have, even if it requires betraying each other. And that just sounds very interesting to me. And that's the reason why I decided to add this to my list. Because it sounds like something I might actually really like. So I'm excited to give this one a go. And then the next one that I got is another gift from my bestie Clint. He gifted this one to me in particular because he knows how much I love this author. I have read every single book from this author so far except for this one. This is the last one I need to read from this author. And I really want to read it this year. So this is Until Next Summer by Allie Brady. I might save this for the summertime, maybe June, because it takes place in summer. And I don't need to know anything about this book because I know I already love Allie Brady's writing. For those who don't know who Allie Brady is, they are two authors that they go by the names of Allison and Brady, Bradeigh, but they combine their names to make Allie Brady. And to me, they're like the next Christina Lauren. Actually, I think they're better than Christina Lauren, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot, because I do enjoy Christina Lauren. However, I feel like they're even better. Because they know how to pull out the punches with the emotions, man. And I cannot wait to read this. This will probably be like my first book of June, most likely. Plus, June is my birthday month. So, it'll be the perfect time to read this. And I honestly cannot wait. Unless I decide to read this sooner. Maybe I'll read it sooner. We'll see. But I really cannot wait. So, thank you so much, Clint. I cannot wait to just dive on in. And then these next two were a Christmas gift from my fiance, Ray. And I made sure they were not on KU first. But I am definitely interested in both of these books. They came from Target. I think they were doing a sale of some kind at the time when he got them for me. I think it was buy one, get one half off. Pretty sure. So this first one is Depraved Devotion by Morgan Bridges. This author is actually most known for Once You're Mine. But this is the author's newest book. And it sounded really different from what I usually read. But it sounded fascinating. It says, Ghost. The man is a brilliant, ruthless serial killer who thrives on chaos. Just like his cult following, enwrapped by his brutality and beauty, he's completely unhinged, and he's obsessed with me. So when Ghost turns himself in and demands to speak to me, I'm forced to confront the beautiful monster sitting on the other side of the glass, and the one inside, the one lurking in my own fractured soul. Ghost's fixed attention brings goosebumps to my skin and sends chills down my spine. I choose to believe my reactions is based in fear. But when I'm alone in bed, it's harder to convince myself. As boundaries fade and the line between doctor and patient blurs, Ghost proves to know more about me than would seem possible. Soon I'm faced with a question. What am I willing to pay to unveil the truth about my haunted past? Because to Ghost, the price is me. All of me. And it says to check the content warnings inside before reading. So there's definitely some triggers. So look up your triggers on this one if you're interested, because there's definitely some triggers in this. But the ones that are listed, I'm actually okay with. So it does say that there's, sorry, I closed the book and I gotta go back to it. There's stalking, obsession, blackmail, coercion, breaking and entering, violence, murder, dubious consent, off-the-page rape said in the past, off-the-page murder said in the past, and parental grief. So if any of those things bother you, this book would not be for you. But it sounds really interesting to me, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. Should be a wild time, I'm sure. And then this next book that Ray got for me is called The Sleepless by Jen Williams. I haven't really heard any reviews on this, but I saw my friend Drew from Drew's Ambitious Reading show off a special edition of this book. Now, and when he was talking about it, I immediately was interested. So this has pretty pink sprayed edges, and I really like this cover. And there's like a tiny bit of gold foil on the hardback. Not much, but it's still nice. And I don't know much, so now I gotta go find out what this is about again, because I forgot. It says, God Killer meets Powerless in this epic Gods and Monsters romantic fantasy. Interesting. I've never read God Killer, but I've heard mixed things on it. And Powerless I really loved. It says, welcome to a world where gods and monsters roam the earth. Elver is a guardian of the wild and dangerous monster forest. Saved for the brink of death by a god, her skin will poison anyone she touches. Our terror is on a mission. one that takes him face to face with Elver at her most ruthless. But her defenses are useless when she discovers he's the only human impervious to her deadly gift. Because Arter isn't human. He's one of the sleepless, cursed to share his body with a sinister force. Lucian inhabits their body while Arter sleeps, and he is hell-bent on manipulating Elver for his dark purposes. But Elver is harboring secrets too, and she has her own reasons for feigning an alliance with these two souls. Caught in the crossfire of God's monsters and a dangerous magic they can barely understand, it is only a matter of time before the paths the three of them choose to take will set alight the very foundations of their world. It says it has a love triangle like you've never seen it, incredible world building, brilliant writing, and a dangerous quest. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of House of Ash and Shadow by Leah Stone, because in that book we also have a female main character whose touch is poisonous. And so when I read that this was in this book as well, I'm like, well, since I really loved House of Ash and Shadow, I think I'm going to love this one. So I'm very much excited to read this. Hopefully I could get to it sometime this year, for sure. And this next one was a gift from my bestie, Nikki. This has been on my radar for quite a while, and I haven't heard very many reviews on it. The ones that I have are not the best, but I still want to give it a go, because a lot of the times, books that people don't love, I end up loving, and vice versa. But other books that people end up loving, I end up not loving nearly as much. So I end up loving the ones that are not so hyped. And this one is definitely not hyped, but I'm still interested. So this is called The Last One by Rachel Housel Hall. The sequel came out recently, and the sequel looks absolutely stunning as well. But I need to read this one first, so this is the first book. And it has really cool sprayed edges, like that. And then the end pages, I absolutely adore, because it's a butterfly. So cool. And then the actual hardback is absolutely stunning. Like that. And then it's the same thing on the back, which I absolutely love. Even though I haven't heard like the best of things, usually I end up loving those books. So I'm hoping that will be the case for this one. It says, thrown into a desolate land of sickness and unnatural beasts, Kai wakes in the woods with no idea who she is or how she got there. All she knows is that if she cannot reach the Sea of Devour, even this hellscape will get worse. But when she sees the village blacksmith fight invaders with unspeakable skill, she decides to accept his offer of help. Too bad he's as skilled at annoying her as he is at fighting. As she searches for answers, Kai only finds more questions, especially regarding the blacksmith who can ignite her body like a flame, then douse it with ice in the next breath. And no one is what or who they appear to be in the kingdom of Venevridith, including the man whose secrets might be as deadly as the land itself. So that sounds, even though it doesn't really give much, it's probably better that it doesn't, because sometimes synopses, I don't know what the right word is, but when they give too much away, it spoils stuff. And this one is kind of vague, but I like that better. So it's not giving away too much. And I'm very much looking forward to giving this a go. So thank you, Nikki, for gifting this. I cannot wait to get to it. And then this next one, I was gifted from Ray's aunt, and she is the sweetest, so thank you so much. This is the the traditionally published version of Quicksilver. I own the indie version. However, I don't really want the indie version anymore, because I have Brimstone with this style cover, and I want my books to match. So I'm going to get rid of the indie one and keep this one instead. And it has the really cool silver edges. And I love these end pages because, you know, we get Ceres. And we got a foiled snowflake on the hardback. And I think there's different end pages on the other side. Let me look. Yes. We get Kingfisher on the other side. And I absolutely love this book. I read this November of 2024 and really, really loved it. I gave it like a 4.5-star rating. Brimstone did not quite measure up to this one for me, but I still enjoyed it. So I wanted to have my books match. So I'll be getting rid of the indie copy so I could keep this copy. Because I prefer to have my books match in this case. And I also can't wait for the movie. Because Netflix is adapting it. And I cannot wait to see what they do. Should be interesting. And then the last book that is in this haul, I'm very much excited to get to at some point. This is another gift that I got from Just Modest Fiction. She was very, very sweet and sent this my way. This is my holiday gift from her, which is really, really nice of her. This is Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. I have not yet read Throne of the Fallen, but I have read the first 2 books in the Kingdom of the Wicked series, like a long time ago. And I want to go back and reread them, because I need to read the 3rd book in that series. And I've forgotten some stuff. So I want to go back and reread that series, and then I could get into Throne of the Fallen, and then this one, Throne of Secrets. So I've heard nothing but amazing things about the series overall. At least for Throne of the Fallen, and this one, Throne of Secrets. And I'm forgetting stuff from the main series. I want to go, I do want to do a vlog at some point of me rereading the original series and then reading the last book, because I have not yet read the last book. And then I could dive into this world with Throne of the Fallen and then Throne of Secrets. So, not sure when I'll get to it. However, I am excited to get to it at some point. And I also really like these end pages. The end pages is basically the map, which I think is really cool. I love seeing maps as end pages. They should definitely do that more often. I think it's the same on the other side. Yep, same on the other side. But thank you so much, Jess. You are the sweetest. I cannot wait to get back into this world again. Hopefully, maybe I can in 2026. We will see how it goes. Another book that I got, I still have no clue how this came into my possession, because I did not order this. Someone sent it to me, but there was no gift note, so I have no clue who to thank. But the person who got me this, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it. This is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Never read a single book from this author, but I've heard he's super popular. People seem to love his books. I mean, for the most part, you either hate his books or you love them. For the most part, I mostly heard like great things more than the opposite. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what this one's all about. All I know is that it's about a hockey team. That's literally all I know about this book. I threw it on my wish list randomly just to try it at some point. And somebody actually got it and sent it to me. So whoever that person was, thank you. Maybe I'll try and throw this in before the winter's out. We'll see. If not, maybe sometime this year. So I definitely want to give this author a try. For the anxious people, I think is another one that I'm interested in checking out. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving this one a go. Not sure when that's going to be yet. Maybe soon. So this should be a fun read for sure. I'm hoping I'm going to love it. We will see. But that is all the books that I have gotten in this December book haul. Have you read any of these? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't and you want to buddy read with me, let me know, because I'm always down for more buddy reads. And I better hurry up because this camera's about to die. But thank you so much for watching. If you got this far into the video, you don't feel like being chatty, why don't you leave me a sword for this book? Even though I probably have shown this one in another haul video. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved this video. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.